This is the Lenderblock podcast, brought to you by Lenderblock Corporation, the creators of the Blender platform and the partner platform. This is the Lenderblock podcast.
We're live.
Yeah, all right.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, how you doing? It's still delayed, bro.
Yo, not
least-
bad.
Alright, bet.
I think there's a little delay,
Okay.
and I'm not really sure.
It's okay. We will ask questions and just wait for your response, and that's just how we'll do it. We won't speak over each other. We'll just like kind of go and then pause.
All right.
My guy.
So, man, it's been a while. We haven't seen you in
And
10.
thanks for hyping me up. That's so unexpected.
Oh, bro, we happy to have you, bro. One more clap. One more round of applause for Connor, bro.
Bro, that's not even hype. Like that's what you did.
It was good to see you, bro, for real.
Like you did all those things. It's not hype. Like it's just your bio. Yeah, man. We haven't seen you in 10 years.
Yeah, it's good to see y'all too.
Yeah, and we just want to start like we know that you played lacrosse at Princeton after we stopped going to high school together. But before we even get into that, how long you been playing lacrosse? That's kind of what we knew you for when you were in school. You were smart too, but we knew that you were a great lacrosse player. How long have you been doing that?
So, since I was like 4, yeah, my dad got me started when I was really little.
And you were playing like we all knew about kids who played for the crabs, like that blue and yellow white jacket. That's like what I always remember seeing, like crabs.
We had the Crabs, we had the Lutherville team, LRC, whatever. I was the green and white team.
Yeah.
Oh, the green turtle.
Bro.
That shit was crazy. I was even rocking crab stuff in high school, and I didn't know what it was.
I wanted a jacket for sure.
I wanted some apparel.
No, but you went a different route, bro, Carter. You played for Chesapeake Rock. You played for Chesapeake Rock. Like, how did like you were the best player at our school? Like, it's like, where did that come from? Were you like an outlier there or what?
So I grew up in Howard County, and I commuted to St. Paul's, and my dad and a couple other Howard County people started this team, and just kind of went another route. You know, always played in the Howard County League. We'd play against Lutherville. We'd play against Kelly Post and all those guys, and I don't know, and then I kind of sprung up on the Baltimore scene. And then I was like a new thing.
Right.
But I kind of not taking the whole mainstream thing. I like finding another way.
Facts.
That's kind of part of the lacrosse thing for me.
For sure, man. For sure. It's kind of evident in what you're doing now too. So I mean, at St. Paul's, bro, I went to school with you and everything. I guess I was just in my own lane, or just I don't know, but I didn't know that you were the top scorer at St. Paul's, bro.
That is wild.
as
You
hell.
know that's an accomplishment. 'Cause
That's
we had some guys that
crazy.
go through lacrosse.
Hell
Lacrosse
yeah.
was St. Paul's, literally.
Bro.
And for Yoda had to be the all-time leading scorer at St. Paul's, bro. I didn't even know that. And hey, clap that up.
Oh, seriously.
Yo, that's an accolade right there, bro, for real.
Yeah.
For real. What we got on here? What it say? How many? 158 goals?
Crazy, bro.
287 total points.
158.
Yo, wait, I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if you guys remember freshman year how not good we were. And that's the only reason I got on the field and got a head start with the points or whatever.
Oh, for
And
real?
then just piled onto that.
Oh, hey. Gotta start somewhere.
He's just
Look, bro, you was putting that ball in the back of the net. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Right when you stepped on the field, scoring them goals.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, that's
It's
crazy,
insane, bro. It's insane.
Shit, bro.
So yeah, so let's just run through these
Yo,
stats.
I remember racing you in soccer and like we'd be getting.
We ain't even tapping into that. We all play soccer together too. Dual sport, you hear me?
No cap, Magic Prison. Yeah, no cap.
Bro,
No
that was a time, bro.
No cap. That senior year was fun.
Yeah.
We got caught up there on the soccer field and all that. Bro, love that.
Senior year was so fun.
It's crazy, bro.
Bruh, so you were, leathers all years, played volleyball, played soccer, lacrosse.
And then Mike, you wrestled.
I did wrestle. Yeah, I did wrestle. Yeah. That was fun. You'd probably be good at wrestling though, Carl. You're pretty strong. But that was cool. Kyle and I, that was my first time ever doing it, man. That was kind of like how you did soccer. And you played, you kind of looked like you knew what to do, but like, it was clear that you were trying something that's not your like main sport, which is respectable as a senior. I think you played like left wing too.
Yeah, it was just fun to get out there, and I respect you doing the same.
Yeah, man, it's a good experience. Like, gotta try those things. That's what high school's for. How long? So let's move from high school into college now. So we got to get into the big elephant in the room here. Princeton University, like, what? Princeton University. I'm thinking like that.
You got that right, we clap that up. That's Ivy. Yeah.
Ivy. That's cool, man.
That's Ivy, bro.
I was honestly being a freaking stalker going through. Like, I went through and saw like goals you scored against Brown, Yale, freaking like scoring lots of points as a freshman. It was actually all really impressive, man. At Princeton, you played as a freshman in 2016. You played in 13 games, started in 4. You played attack in midfield. You had 4 goals and 4 assists, and you had 2 goals in one game against Brown, which is very, very cool. The fact you're even playing against these Ivy League schools, other people at that same caliber in which you reside, that's also a high level. That's really cool. And to be a freshman playing in 13 games, starting 4 of those, 4 goals and 4 assists, it shows that you're like you carry that high level to college, which is crazy. And lacrosse games are high scoring, but to score 2 goals in a single game is a lot.
Oh, at a collegiate level for
yeah,
sure, bro.
collegiate
Especially
level.
as a freshman, bro. Gotta give you your flowers on the show, bro.
Incredible.
Happy to even have you on here, for real, bro. But shit, I want to ask you, how you doing now, Carter? What's up with you? How you been, bro?
Yo. Thanks, Juwan. Yo, it's good to see you. It's been a wild ride, and I was telling Mike, like, I've been going down this path with like my relationship with dollars and things like that, and a lot of the ideas that I toss out there haven't really been accepted, and I kind of get some pushback, and like, especially that extends into like the mental health realm.
Yeah.
So right now I'm at a place right now, like, because a bunch of people around me like don't really see things the way I see them, and I've been like kind of put a diagnosis on, and
Nah, for
it's
sure,
been tough, man. But I think it's part of the path and just riding it out, and super grateful for Mike for carving his own path, and we're starting to overlap a little bit, and things are falling into place, but just plodding along, and right now,
Bro, the perseverance is everything, bro. And that's what we telling you all the time, bro.
Like,
Even if everybody don't see eye to eye with your vision first, I don't even know if the lag cut you off, but if everybody don't see eye to eye with your vision, it don't mean stop. You feel what I'm saying, bro? And I already know you know that. I damn sure know you know that, bro. Perseverance is half the battle, bro. And just sticking to what you know, bro, and keep fighting through all them battles, bro. I already know y'all two gonna come up on top, bro. Cause y'all, the mindset y'all already have, bro, is influential, bro, to be honest with you. Cause y'all stepping in spaces that we haven't even thought about stepping into, bro. And y'all creating a difference, seriously, bro. Seriously.
Wow. Yo, those words, they mean a lot.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Seriously.
bro.
Everything you say is very genuine. It sees the truth of like what it takes to be a thought leader. That's the best way I like to describe everything that Carter's been doing. I remember since like maybe 2017, I started following the Good Money Project, which is, we're gonna get into that. That's the real reason why we're so excited to have you on.
Mhm.
I'm just not a great interviewer yet, so I spent too much time in lacrosse and Princeton and stuff in the past. Carter's doing stuff right now that's incredible. The Good Money Project, I remember following that back in like 2017 on Facebook, and the ideas were like eye-opening. Why don't we like buy land, buy sustainability through the resources that we need, food, land to grow the food, places of land to live on, land with running water essentially, and with that we can actually create almost like, if you guys like anime, like a Dr. Stone almost. Like we can create our own like fully functioning sustainable society that's good for the environment.
Wow.
And the biggest thing was like circulating dollars within that community.
Yeah.
And I might be over speaking on it, but like that was the imprinting that
you got.
I had
Right.
when I first saw the Good Money Project years
Right.
ago, and it stuck with me. Yeah.
I'm gonna say so. Tell us a little bit more about the Good Money
For
Project,
sure,
bro.
man.
For sure.
Yeah,
I want to hear from your words, CEO.
Yeah.
Big
That's-
CEO.
That's
Yeah.
it, man.
Is that
There's so
it?
many ways of like getting the funding. I'm gonna let the delay calm down for a little bit.
Yeah. Probably going crazy. Said a lot. I'm probably just taking it in. Oh my God.
Hey, don't say too much yet.
Yeah. So, can you ask me like a? Oh shit.
See, you know, Mott's is in the building.
What up, Carter?
Yeah, Mott.
We just ready to talk about the Good Money Project.
Yeah.
Is that Mods? What up, Mods?
What up? How you been, man?
We're hanging in. We're hanging in. Great to be here.
That's good. That's
You might
good.
have to scoot over a little more so Mott doesn't block about you.
It's all good. You get back into what you were talking about. I know they were asking you some questions, so we can catch up later.
Yeah,
Wanna
tell us
hear
about
all
the Good
about
Money
this,
Project. Tell us about the Good Money Project.
Got you. All right. Cool. So I struggle with the Good Money Project because I struggle like talking about it because it's such this freaking huge thing. Like, I imagine we're all playing this game of capitalism, right? And we're all in our own little boxes. We all got our own little bank accounts. We're working hard at our jobs, and it's really hard playing the game as like individuals. We're not built to, you know.
Right.
And like this whole idea of financial independence, like to always have your own ducks in a row, so like you don't have to lean on other people. It's very lonely sometimes, and I feel like humans are meant to like lean on each other, and
Thanks.
so it's finding ways to do that economically. And Mike is right on the right track. Like, I think I'm an idea person, and I think Mike is, putting his freaking money where his mouth is, and he's like making it happen. And just giving people an opportunity to come together, and when you start to trust somebody, like we can be friends with somebody, but like our bank accounts are completely separate,
Right.
and they're like boundaries. And sorry, this delay is really jacking me up, but the idea is just to work together to like create. Sorry.
You're good.
Yeah, you good. You good on my end.
The idea is to work together, to play the game of capitalism together, to share dollars, to trust each other, and then out of cooperation will evolve through the game of capitalism. Instead of saying like, fuck you capitalism, like, no, capitalism is a test that's been put before us, and we have to cooperate and pass the test together to get to like the next system.
Right.
Do you see the next system as some amalgamation of maybe a more socialist inspired? I don't want to say the word socialism because people are so sensitive to it, but I want to say, is it a more socialist inspired version of capitalism?
That's a tough question. Like, when I have, like right now I don't have any money, and I don't have any money, and I find myself very appreciative of the socialist structures that are in place. Like, food stamps, Medicare,
Food stamps?
and so I think there's something to be said for having that like safety net for, but there's also a tremendous percentage of the population that's really resentful for having taxes taken out, and it's like the whole.
Where do I put this?
Everything all right?
Take it out.
Sorry, Carter. We're listening. I'm completely tapped in.
That's good. Take this one out.
I don't know what it is.
Let's play it down real quick.
Was it? Yep. So, I know it's a tough question. You don't want to call it socialist, but the thing is, like, people are designed to work together socially, right? So, I think maybe do we need to redefine the connotation of socialism? Is it necessarily a bad thing? Like studies of people like Karl Marx and his philosophies are the basis of it. People don't find those base philosophies to be flawed until they're kind of turned into machines of either fascism or statism or nationalism, populism, when they're used to do something that's immoral. But is Marxism or the basis of that principle bad, that socialist principle? Is that the missing key maybe to a more equitable version of capitalism?
I think that's really beautifully said. When it comes to Marxism, the first thing I think of is like proletariat uprising and like the working class kind of overthrowing the upper class, the bourgeoisie. Maybe it's just me, like that doesn't really get me excited, the idea of like a violent overthrow. I think there's much cleaner ways of doing it. And for example, the only problem that I have with socialism is how taxes work. Like in my perfect world, people aren't taxes are given instead of taken. And I think the more we take money from people who really work hard to earn it, like that really doesn't incentivize making money.
Right.
And
Oh shit.
I'm gonna wait for it to catch up so you can say something.
I agree, bro. It don't incentivize a damn thing. Cause why am I working so fucking hard if niggas is gonna take my money? You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, why am I working so hard if half my paycheck, $200, $300 of my paycheck, hard earned, I'm going to work, clocking in every day, and you just gonna take it right from me like I didn't even do it? Why am I working overtime? That's the overtime bread right there. It's just getting taken away.
But at the same time, we have to pay for roads, schools.
We got public.
We have
Okay, so that's where the money's going. That's where, you know what I mean? That's where it's going. The shit ain't getting fixed. So I'm like, where's the money going? That's what I'm saying.
Fire department can put your house.
God damn.
So fire.
Hey,
I'm not saying not taking it out, but like, come on now, not so much.
The thing is that Carter's saying is it's not even the amount, but the nature of it being taken. He'd rather it be given. He'd rather it be saying, let's say, okay, rather than we have such a large state entity of like the state taking taxes, the federal government taking taxes for the overall maintenance of the country, why not make it more of a communal or neighborhood-based thing where it's like that needs to be improved, or this school needs to be improved. Right. Let's improve it. I'm giving because
let's get it done.
My kid goes here,
Let's
or my nephew goes
talk.
here.
Okay.
He's saying more so. He's saying more so like rather than us just giving the government the complete autonomy to just say, here's my money, you're taking it. Do what you see fit with it. He's saying like, why not have a more giving, conscientious like.
What I'm giving it towards, you know what I'm saying? So you know what you're giving
it.
I'm just giving it, and just whatever y'all want to do with it, gonna take it, but you're gonna take it anyway, type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but
that's what's going on now.
Carter, do we understand this correctly?
Y'all throwing a lot at me. I'm just trying.
I think yes, like in a lot of ways. The one thing I would say is when the government kind of like digs their hands into our paycheck, like it creates a lot of alienation from the government. And we're supposed to be like of the people, by the people, for the people. But when like the government is so separate from like its citizens, it creates like a lot of resentment, a lot of just like icky stuff. And I something's got to give, but I'm not really sure what it's going to be.
Yeah, because in a way, like you could if you go down the street and ask anybody, hey, what is taxes? What are your taxes going to?
Yeah.
There's so many people who probably don't know.
No
And
idea.
all they know is that
I know about 4 damn deductions from my goddamn paycheck.
Yeah.
But that's what it
all
is.
they know is like the government is taking my money,
Right.
and that's where that divide
Healthcare.
is, right?
The hell,
Like if we
I'm
can
going to
have
the hospital.
a way where like the government is kind of speaking on, all right, this is what we're taking your money to put it directly to. Whereas like like Kane said, right, there's probably a pothole that everybody has driven past that they haven't seen fixed in a long time.
Look at. That makes perfect sense, bro.
Yeah, I was like, when I started my like dollar journey or whatever, my first step was to make everything transparent. Like, here's like, I just want to be transparent with my dollars because then when we see like what each other are working with, we can be like, oh, you need a little bit, let me sprinkle you a little something. Like, oh, like I'm in a place where I need some help. Like now you can see how much I need, and it's just like a way of. It's just information, It's not positive, negative. It's neutral. And one thing about taxes is that so the United States has debt, right? And the debt develops interest. So our debt grows and grows because there's interest and shit. There's like a percentage of our taxes that just goes to pay off the interest of the debt. That's so huge. So it's not actually doing roads. It's not actually funding schools. It's just paying off this debt. It's not even paying off the principal of the debt. It's paying off the interest of the debt. So it's like it's really just
That's what it
weird.
sounds like. Yeah, boy, you can bet it.
Nah, for sure. Keep going, bro.
What's up?
Nah, keep going, bro. Nah, that makes perfect sense. The fact that they're paying off the interest rather than the principal. Yeah.
So I like to think of like dollars as like a river. It's like there's a flow to dollars. Have you heard like the rich get richer? Like it takes money to make money.
Yeah.
Like dollars flow in a certain direction. And literally, if we're not like super conscientious of it, the world is just gonna take all of our money away. Like advertisements just want our money, like I was traveling, and this is what really got my mind turning.
Yeah.
I lost my phone at a party, and and when I went on Find My iPhone or whatever, somebody had picked it up, unlocked it. My password was stupid, and just took it. I was like, oh shit, that sucks. And then somebody took my wallet, and somebody took my bike. Then all of a sudden, like I was left without any stuff, and like I realized that the whole world was just trying to just financially drain me, and we have to work really hard, like to go up the river. Like we have to work fucking 40-hour work weeks if we really want to take it seriously to like pay for the things we need to live. And if you don't do anything, if you let the current take you, it fucking spits you out at the bottom on the streets. And that's like what really like gets me going is I want to make that alternative like less terrifying. Like I feel like so many of us work out of the fear of not having any dollars. Like I just wanted to be like, fuck it. Let's send it. Let's not have any dollars. Let's fall to the bottom. And then let's like make it a little cozier for like the next person that falls down this path. Because that's where the river's taking us. And I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
No, that's deep, bro. I'm thinking about. I'm a very visual. Everyone's visual. I hate when I hear people say that. But anyway, I'm a very visual person, and it's like I see it. I see it. It's like it's a current that if you don't get a grip and try to pull yourself further from the waterfall at the end, you're gonna get spit out, and it's a long fall, and the bottom's not safe. So, I totally get you.
I also think he's saying like some people are gonna get there. We gotta find a way to kind of.
Because people will get there.
Some people will get there, but let's make it easier so when you get there, we have a way for you to get back. Going back up the river, or that when you fall to the bottom, it's not.
There's something you can at least like cushion or
Right.
safety net.
You don't fall back on nothing.
I don't know if we're understanding that correctly, but.
What I'm saying, I feel like you rely on like support at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So if you do fall down, it's a support that like you can get right back up to the top. But like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm saying, what's that support look like? Yeah.
That's So I got two things. Like I wanna make the bottom. I want to make the bottom like comfortable to the point where like you can just live at the bottom, and
right, you're not so
like,
pressed to even get all the way up to the top.
You don't have to work. Work can be something that you just naturally want to do, as opposed to like will yourself to get out of bed and work for a company that's profiting off of you, sort of deal.
For sure. Now I'm understanding. I like I said, I was kind of diving deeply into your bio. I actually tried to order your thesis, by the way, from Princeton. As weird as that is, I tried to order the thesis and I wanted to read it, but I know that it was you studied East Asian. You did East Asian studies, right?
Yeah, or it was technically like Chinese language and culture.
Yeah. Did that inspire you to kind of do what you're doing now? Because I'm thinking like a lot of these concepts remind me of like, I don't know, maybe I'm being a little stereotypical, but they remind me of like the Taoism or Buddhism, where it's kind of just like, I don't even want to get into like, I don't understand enough about them, but some of the stuff I learned in school about it, I kind of see like maybe you were inspired by that a little bit. I don't know.
Yo, Taoism is like, explains a lot of my thinking, and you nailed it.
Cool. Yeah, I get it. Let me see. What inspired you? Were undecided when you left St. Paul's and went to Princeton. How did you stumble upon wanting to study Chinese language culture? Like what led you there?
I wanted to read the Taoist text, the Tao Te Ching, in Chinese, and my grandma's half Chinese, and I just felt really connected to like China for some reason or another. So I studied the language and got to travel there a couple times, and there's just some unexplainable like connection I have to that place, and I want to go back there for sure. And the thing that really attracted me to Taoism was how mysterious it is, and there's no answers to anything. Everything is just like, I like to think like we have very limited control over our external world, like the birds flying and the wind blowing, and for some reason we think we're very in control of like our internal world, and I think we have like an illusion of control, but this is just a personal process or personal thought. And then you'd start to tie in like, is the Tao is like the force that's kind of moving everything. Is it for us? Is it one to get us? And then it kind of ties into evolution a little bit. Like, we've evolved to create more complex lives and live more comfortably. And it comes down to this idea that I think Tao or the God or the higher power is just moving this current, and this current is going in a very positive direction. And yeah, and I'm just trying to like be. I'm just trying to like let it happen, and maybe it'll happen through me. It'll happen through you. Like I don't think there's a control. I'm just trying to let it vibe.
That's awesome. And just for those who don't know, the yin and yang sign is like a very key piece of imagery for Taoism, kind of like the opposite existing in its opposite, and what isn't existing in what is, kind of having that, that yin and yang.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow, that's really cool, Carter. We had no idea. I know that is your mom's mom or your dad's mom Chinese?
My mom's mom is half Chinese and half Panamanian from Panama.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. That's cool, man. That's really cool. So, Princeton, then we go to St. Paul's.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Princeton didn't go to St. Paul.
No, he went back. St.
Oh,
Paul's.
he did. Yeah. Teaching shit.
So from Princeton to St. Paul's, what inspired you to go back to teach at St. Paul's?
What did you teach?
I went over to a family friend's house who turned out to be a neighbor of Skip Darrell.
Oh,
Mr. Darrell was just like,
Yeah,
yeah, you come teach. And
Oh, you Skip.
it just kind of worked out. And yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. What did you teach?
Yeah, I got to choose what I got to teach. So I wanted to teach theory of knowledge because it was the class where you just kind of like ask questions and shit. And I got to teach world religions, which is, I don't know, I'm very interested in. And it was just chaos. like everybody got A's. We'd walk around campus just like asking questions and like, is this nature? Is that nature? And I ended up getting in like trouble for shooting TikToks with students.
Oh, damn.
And not assigning much work, and it just kind of fell apart. And
the birds course.
The ropes course.
The birds course. You just show up at that motherfucker. Hey, happy class.
Yeah.
I wish you was there. We was there, bro. For real. God damn.
As his teacher, yeah.
For real.
Okay.
I took that class in a heartbeat.
And you were teaching
yeah,
there for
it
a
was
year?
so fun. Like, I felt like I was like a
I wish his
teacher,
lag wasn't here,
like
bro.
a friend to the students, But when it came to like drawing lines, I had trouble with that. It wasn't cut out for it.
Oh, I don't know.
It's difficult. I mean,
You teach too.
even teaching now, I teach at a middle school. It's hard because like you're older, but like you're still kind of young. So like, yeah, I scroll on TikTok, so I see some of the TikTok stuff that they do and whatnot. And so like, you might laugh and you hear them saying something, and you'll laugh at a TikTok and be like,
Maybe I shouldn't.
I shouldn't laugh
Maybe
because
I
now it makes
should.
us kind of seem like we're on the same level, but like we're not. Like it's hard because we're still young, but at the same time we're way older than them. And I was doing middle school, so I couldn't imagine doing high school.
It's probably so easy to laugh at them.
Yeah, it is. Like, really is. Because, like, they're youthful. I'm still youthful. Like, Carter, you probably were still, like, you probably were young. Like,
They're hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny. They're funny.
Yeah, they are. So you taught there for like a year, but bro, I've seen you say some stuff like, I'm gonna dig into it here. I've seen you say some stuff on Facebook like, schools are prisons. Why do you feel like schools are prisons? And do you recognize how ironic that is for a Princeton grad to say that schools are prisons? You had to struggle a long time. You did well. How long have you felt this way?
Oh shit, I don't remember writing that.
I swear I've seen you say schools are prisons,
Liking
bro. I
to do
swear.
schoolwork and just scooting by to get good grades because I just wanted to go to a shiny school and have a good future. It wasn't until I got to college when I was like, why am I actually doing any of this shit? And I do believe that like the school system is the way it is in a lot of ways to like create, they're called like, docile people who like follow orders and who plug into jobs and who don't really question things much. And I think we could be promoting like other values in education. I think that's a little harsh of me to say. I very
Maybe
well
I
could have written
misread.
that. I don't know if I did.
I don't know. Like, maybe
I think we'd be
I'm
doing
wrong.
school and
Maybe
all
I'm
that.
wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even one thing we said about, we didn't bring up last week, but like when you go to college, I tell some of my guys, it's like you get into a routine.
Yeah.
Like you learn a routine, like how to, like, all right, class, study. Like at this time, you get into a routine. So I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. So right now, how are you making money? How are you staying alive?
Yeah, I'm not very financially independent right now. I'm leaning on my parents' insurance to be at a mental health residential facility.
I got you. How are you feeling in that facility? Do you feel clarity, or how do you feel?
I feel okay. I feel good. Like I feel fine. I feel healthy. I've been diagnosed with. I don't want to overshare. Let me know if this is too much. But the only thing that I've got going against me is like delusional disorder, which is just having different thoughts than other people. And who's to say what's delusion?
Come on now.
That's what I think at least. And also don't want to get too in the nitty gritty, but I'm fairly certain like that if I just got a job and maintained a job, then my diagnosis would just go away. And like
For sure.
I kind of getting cozy with the idea of like being seen as delusional. Like I don't know, who's to say, right?
Who the fuck is to say that? Right?
Yeah. No, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. Being delusional is just not being average, right? Being weird is just not being average. I mean, it's almost a definition. Being strange is not falling into the average. Strange, weird, delusional, they're all almost synonyms. So, now I got you. You're clearly thinking on a wave that we need to reach. I think it's more so being a leader, but it's being an enlightened person. So, I think everyone on the pod who's going to watch us later on YouTube and us now, everyone who knows you knows that you are a leader. That's all it is. So, let's see, man. We got to get into this.
Appreciate that, man.
No, seriously, yeah. Baltimore Sun and Fox 45 just got you on a recent story too, and that video is very cool. Get your poems. It's very cool. I like the call out, and it was cool because I recognized the place you were. I think you weren't handed. If I'm not mistaken. I think I recognized the place. But tell us about that, man. You're out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're empathizing with people, giving them poems, getting to know who they are, asking them what's on their mind, and basically you say you're taking what they've given you and just giving it back with a ribbon or a bow on it. That's inspiring, man. So, you gotta tell us about it.
Yeah, so what happened was, so after the dollar thing, like I let all my dollars go and ended up on a work exchange with a farm in Hamden. And I got really bored and I was like, what do I want to do? And I had this sign that, I had a whiteboard and I wrote like free compliments on the sign, and I would go and sit on the Ave and like somebody would walk by and be like, oh, I want a compliment. And I'd say like, I like your shoes or something like that. And he'd be like, oh my gosh. Then there's this group of friends that came up and I was like, yeah, like nice shirt. Like, oh, you're really pretty. And then there's this one person that like no words came to mind. and I like froze and didn't give this person a compliment, and I realized from then on, like, I needed to sit down and like write something.
He didn't know what to
talk
say.
about it.
No, that's
And,
crazy. Alright, keep going.
and yeah, so I started
Anybody
writing
else?
poems and asking questions,
That's too funny.
and it just
Yo.
it's turned into a whole thing. I really love doing it and got some attention, and I offer it like as a gift because I'm tying it into like, you know, my beliefs about the economy and how I want to operate. But it was really cool to get some attention like from the news.
Bro, how did they find
You
out?
know, I think
How long
it
were you?
stands for like for something bigger than just doing poems. It's like a way of exchange, and
Yeah. No, I saw it as like an exercise in empathy, right? Because you're meeting people who you don't know and trying to empathize with them enough to write a poem that touches the topic that's on their mind. So the whole Good Money Project, a lot of it I see it as an exercise in human empathy. I saw a post on the Good Money Project Facebook, and it's titled "The Good Money Project's Thoughts." We are encouraged to monetize our gifts. We've given the dollar dangle. We've got the dollar dangle down to a science. I'll do what I love, but only if you give me. ... So that's deep. I'll do what I love, but only if you give me something. So that's like kind of the current standing. And he says, feel free to do what you love because you love it. Feel free to offer your gift as such, a gift. Freely you have received, so freely give. 'Tis a leap of faith. Such an offering implies a trust, whether it be in a higher power or in humanity itself. The Good Money Project is an experiment in gifting, operating under the belief that capitalism is a game to be played, and it is more fun and effective to play the game as a team. That's really,
Nice.
yeah, high quality, man. Like,
Ain't no goddamn delusion. I'll tell you that.
it's not delusional at all. No.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. You're making me feel seen right now, Mike.
Yeah, of course,
That's
bro.
what we do.
Now, I've actually been following the Good Money Project, even as I made a new Facebook and everything new. Like, I'm following it. Like, I like the Good Money Project. It inspires me for what I'm doing now. Like, I'm extremely inspired by it. And then you add a poetic understanding to it that kind of makes me say, yeah, this is exactly what I believe in. You know, I love it. But I mean, kind of. Can we elaborate more on that? Like,
And if the only hiccup that I'm experiencing right now, I'll go again. The only hiccup that I'm experiencing right now is that I'm offering, you know, gifts, and I'm receiving a lot of like positive relationships, and people are like vibing with the ideas and things like that. But I don't have any money, and it's making me afraid to like leave this mental health residential place because, you know, my family's not really keen on me not having a job, and in my dream world, I just want to like be and flow. Like it's a Taoist thing, but like flow where I want to flow and do what I want to do, and that usually means poems and like being nice to people, and I don't know, like hopefully adding positive value. But if I'm not monetizing it, then, you know, how am I going to take care of myself? And am I going to lean on like welfare or like social services or things like that? And it gets into a tricky situation. So right now I'm just kind of patiently waiting for like next steps, and you know, just having a little faith, being patient with it. But who knows? You know, like somebody might see this podcast and be like, "Hey, like I like this. Like here, you can stay at my place for a week." Like I don't know, shit happens, and so like I think everything's unfolding just the way it needs to be, and like I'm so grateful to like I don't know, I'm just so grateful for this.
I respect it. I respect your absolute belief in your own life and what you're destined to do. your belief in Taoism and the fact that you're just gonna go along with the flow, but you're not gonna do anything that you don't want to do. I respect that a lot. You're not gonna do anything that you don't want to do. I respect that. Let me just say, I used to work in LA. I had a good job. I was earning a lot of money for being a freshman out of college or first year out of college. I left that job because I could not balance working that job full time, a very serious job, electrical engineering. Couldn't balance that with my need to build my software. And this is my dream. I had to make this app, the Blender platform, I had to finish it, and I had to really complete the partner platform from about a 20% completion point. I had to finish it. And I just said, I'm working and I'm not sleeping. I see my skin getting duller. I see my eyes getting duller. I see my spirit getting duller. And I just say, eventually I said, what am I going to choose? Am I going to keep the job? Or am I going to do what I believe in? Where am I going to put my eggs? What basket? And so just kind of deep diving into my own life, I do feel some type of relatability to what you're describing. And I respect the resolve. That's what I respect more than anything, is your resolve to live the way you see as the correct way. I like that a lot. I think everyone likes it a lot. That's what people are inspired by. At least I think most.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And the last thing is.
And Mike, I just wanted to say that like what you're doing is like, or the decision that you made is incredibly courageous, and you're literally taking something ancient like this, the practice of share, like, I don't know how to put it, but it's like an ancient practice, and you're like bringing it into modern times again, and it's like
Right.
it's very magical, and it's very like it's like sacred in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Carter. Yeah. All the ideas I have are just observing humanity's social interactions and focusing on the social financial interactions and saying, well, I know people who share money in a family and pass it around, basically contributing to a pool and getting turns to draw the sum, and they call it susu in my culture, or partner system, because we're anglicized, or we're a British Commonwealth. I'm Jamaican. Moss is from Trinidad, so they call it susu there, same region, but it's a global practice, and they've been doing it, like you said, since the ancient times. So yeah, I haven't invented anything. I'm just trying to use blockchain to make things a little bit more easy and nuanced in the modern age, and kind of cover some of the difficulties of manually doing these practices or connecting with people across the world, make it a bit easier, so that we can, as a human race, do these practices beyond just our social frameworks, but maybe do business with someone in China, or share funds with someone in Germany or Brazil. That's my end goal, is for these interactions, susu or peer-to-peer lending, to kind of be safe and practical to do in larger groups than just my family or friends, but really connecting the world via an economy that's purely funded by inter-peer transactions or peer-to-peer transactions. In my opinion, I don't really think we need banks. I just think at this point in our modern society, we just need software.
Yeah.
We just need decentralized software. Blockchain kind of opened that up.
Wow.
I guess.
Wow. And I think as we figure these things out, we're gonna become aware of how like these more centralized institutions are just old. They're just really old, and they're being run by people who are very stuck in certain mind thoughts, and it's gonna be really fun, and it's gonna be like a burst, like birthing fruit.
I totally agree. The banks that we typically know are like 500, 600. Some of them are like 1,000 years old, bro. It's very crazy. They're very old and they're antiquated. And because of that head start, What is so funny?
The way you bit the apple. It's like Cardi.
You know Carlito, the wrestler.
No.
Yeah, he bit the shit out of that. There's a wrestler signature move. He bite the apple. He spit it in the nigga's face.
Really?
WWE. He
wrestling.
bit the shit out of that. Carlito. Carlito bite. God damn. What for, yo?
Oh my god.
Oh, that's too funny.
Try not to laugh, it made me
Yeah,
laugh.
man,
More.
I was like,
Bro.
Yo.
Sorry, Cardi.
Sorry. Yeah.
Alright. But for real though, Carter, is there any
No,
way?
I thought it was in me first, so now it's the apple. That's much better.
Alright. No, seriously. Okay, Carter, realistically though, are there any ways, I'm asking you this for the first time, guys, I haven't asked him this before. Are there any ways that realistically the Blender platform and the partner platform, enabling peer-to-peer lending or just peer-to-peer like fund sharing, can help the Good Money project to become fruitized and realized in like an actionable way where I can actually go live in a community such as what you're describing, where we have all these ideals, the cushion from just falling at the bottom of the waterfall and being on the street, kind of that capitalist environment where we're all working together rather than working against one another. How can we help that to become real? Because I believe in that.
Great question. I don't have an answer off the top of my head. I think it's going to be one of those things where we'll know. And now that like I'm more familiar with like what you're doing and you have kind of a better grasp of where I'm coming from, then like, and mostly it's just about relationships, right? So like the better rapport we have, like the more immediate it'll be like, oh, this is what I'm thinking. Can you help me out? Or like, hey, this is what you're thinking. Like, how can I help? And I think we'll know. Like right now I don't see the Good Money Project as like a very like step-by-step thing. I think, shocker, I think of more of it as like a flowing kind of developing, some days I'll feel really excited about it. And then other days I'll be like, I want to play basketball. So I think just being present and, keeping each other like in the back of our minds, like I'll keep posting shit, like I'm going to keep following you. And it's just, we're creating a team, right? And I think at the very beginning, I don't think we need to know exactly what each other brings to the table. I think just being in the same boat is going to be just perfectly valuable and great.
Yeah. Ron, it's beautifully said, man. The whole philosophy you bring is really the way I think people do need to approach life. Yeah. Can't force it. That's really it. Shoot. All right, Carter, well, we're not going to keep you for too much longer, but the one thing I do want to say is, President, let me do the math here. 2032? What is it looking like?
I think the Good Money Project will be bigger than any country. So.
All right. I like that.
Wait,
like that.
before you go, can we get a poem?
Can
the podcast get a poem from you?
Look at, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Are you kidding me?
Let's go.
Give me a sec. Give me
No, for sure.
some time.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah, off the dome. That's how he does it, right? You walk up to him, say, "Oh, what do you need a poem about?" My dad. What's his name?
Send him some beats.
Send him some beats. No cap. Send him some beats. Yeah.
It's just funny.
It was like, because I forgot about it.
I don't know. Yeah, like it's some random. As soon as he said it, I was like, all right, the apple.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
They popped right in my head.
Song was like I spit in the face of people who aren't cool.
Shut up. I'm kind of happy to hear Granny Smith, Golden Delicious.
Used to eat the gallows.
Gala apples. Definitely. I had told people at work how I do the backpack giveaways.
Yeah.
And they just laughed. I was like, I think y'all here making a difference. I said, Jesus, like wow. But it made me think it's like I don't know if we're the minority of people that actually think that we can make a difference. So it's nice to
People hate when they think you think you can make a difference,
And
but they don't believe they can.
So it's nice to be around people.
Everyone can. That's the thing. Just come out. We have the events. For those of you who don't know, IGI is a nonprofit that we're all a part of. It was founded by several people, including myself, 2 other people that went to the same high school that even Carter went to. All of us here went to. Improving Gifted Intellects. Baltimore-based nonprofit providing educational resources and opportunities to youth in the city. We do backpack drives, back-to-school giveaways, after-school programs. We currently have 1 member performing after-school cooking club. Very cool. We've done book bag giveaways. Of course, like I said, pickup, what is it? We did a back-to-school pickup basketball game for the kids at Beachfield Elementary. That's our main school that we work with right now. So yeah, that's what he's talking about. IGI. So big thing here.
But I say that just to it's nice to hear people that actually know, you know what I mean, and believe that they can make a difference and take the steps to make that difference. I feel like that's what I'm saying with Carter and definitely did. Alright.
Alright. It's a little sappy, so bear with me.
Okay.
To Can, Mike, Juwan, and Mats, who laugh at apple bites and delve into the depths of humanity's heart and who governs it. Supporting one another's dreams, this brotherhood has stood the test of time and is a prime example of how we can breathe a little deeper when life is shared. Peace!
Oh,
Yeah. Jeez, we gotta end on that. We actually have to end on that.
Thank you,
Carter, we gotta do this again sometime. We are gonna be in touch. Of course, we follow Good Money Project. Good Money Project is following Lenderblock Corp on platforms. Guys, this is our first interview with our first invited guest, Carter Flaig, creator of the Good Money Project. Make sure you tap in, follow him on all socials. Carter Flaig, lacrosse legend, St. Paul's legend, Maryland legend, social creative thinking legend, philosopher,
Everything.
genius in his own right, and what we see at the top.
Settle down, Mike.
Alright, bro.
Man.
Alright, bro. We'll see you. I guess it'll be coolest if you just hang up.
Yo, thank you. And this is just the beginning, guys. So
Sure.
Yeah,
look
for
forward to
sure.
it.
No, for sure. This is literally
Great first interview.
there's gonna be a way for us to collaborate.
Hey.
Alright.
I would love a picture of that moment.
This is the Lenderblock podcast, brought to you by Lenderblock Corporation, the creators of the Blender platform and the partner platform. This is the Lenderblock podcast.